Back for the restart here in Bristol. 98 laps to go. Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, Rusty Wallace, and now Ricky Rudd up to 5th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. did get back on the lead lap coming to that last caution flag. He's last one on the lead lap in 18th place. Most recent caution came out for problems involving Matt Kenseth. Marty's with him.
And the carnage has been prolific. Matt, what happened to you?
We were racing with some lap cars real hard there, and I was trying to follow Dave Blaney up through there, and was underneath Jeff Woodine, and we came out of forward. Just ran out of room. I got hit in the right front, just spun me out.
A lot of damage to his car. They will be done for the evening.
We're into the final 100 laps of the Sharpie 500 for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. It is NASCAR on TNT from Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee. High bank half mile, 36 degrees of banking. Taller than Daytona these corners are. It produces some wild racing. We've not been disappointed tonight. 16 caution flags have taken their toll on equipment and on tempers in the cockpits, and we're not done yet. Alan Bestwick, Benny Parsons, Wally Dallenbach, and our entire TNT NASCAR crew. Jeff Gordon is out in front now. Rusty Wallace has led a majority of this event along with Gordon. Also Jeff Green, Ricky Craven, Kevin LePage, Steve Park, Ricky Rudd, and Tony Stewart spent time in the lead.
I think right now that the 28 car of Ricky Rudd and Dale Jarrett might be a little bit faster than Rusty Wallace in the 2 car. But I don't know if they're fast enough, that much faster to be able to pass Rusty Wallace.
We'll check some speeds at the line when they come around.
Well, Jeff Gordon, the quickest car, the 3rd place car, the 2nd quick, and Tony
the leader on a 40.
This is the race for 4th between Wallace and Rudd. Dale Jarrett just behind. While you watch this, I'll tell you that Mark Martin is back on the track, 160 laps down to the leader after he bounced off the turn 4 wall and went behind the wall for repairs. Here's a look from Mark's view. Cars out of the race include Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Spencer, Johnny Benson, Ricky Craven, Michael Waltrip, Andy Houston, Rick Mast, Jeff Green, and Buckshot Jones. Todd Bodine is also behind the wall for the moment, though not yet reported out of the race. Ricky Rudd has had his problems through the night tonight, but Dave, he's on a rally now.
He's really bounced back. And 2 pit stops ago, I asked Michael McSwain, his crew chief, how tight the car was. He made his hands far apart like he caught a big fish. I checked with him just a little while ago, and he put his thumb and forefinger together like a pinch of salt. So they've really corrected the tight condition for Ricky tonight.
Ricky racing for the lead back at lap 84 when he got involved in a wreck and had the bumper bar from the back bumper of Mike Wallace's car come through the grill of his car. He had to come down pit road and have that removed. He couldn't keep racing with it like that. Dropped him way back in traffic. Troubles for Ken Schrader, flat left rear. Bill?
Well, we talked about this place being a nightmare, and it continues for Ken Schrader. It started off strong, but has since gone sour. He has a flat left side tire. He'll come in, he'll get left sides, and then he'll go back out. But a flat left side tire, after they had that vibration from the loose wheel earlier, disappointment for these guys.
And that great battle still continues for that 4th, 5th, 6th position. Rusty Wallace, 28 of Ricky Rudd, 88 of Dale Jarrett.
Now Ricky knows he's going to have to put a little bit of pressure on that 2 car because now he's got the 88 putting pressure on him. So he's going to have to try to make something happen here. And it's hard to do here because Rusty's running the perfect line. So you have to try to force him into a mistake or run him in a little bit harder. Rusty doesn't usually do that.
There are 212 ways to be a soldier. Find out more at GoArmy.com. Our aerial views of Bristol, courtesy of the United States Army. Rusty led so much of this event. He's already fallen about 2/3 of his straightaway behind Jeff Gordon just since that last restart.
And Elliott Sadler all of a sudden gets pushed up between 3 and 4 and loses a spot to the Steve Park car.
7th place that changed hands.
You know, one thing that hurts you here as a race car driver, we talk about keep your rhythm, keep your rhythm. It's really hard to do at Bristol, probably the hardest of any place, any racetrack that these drivers run. You go around the racetrack by yourself, you get in a comfort zone. You get in that rhythm. As soon as you catch your car and have to start backing off the throttle a little earlier than you were before, have to hit the brakes a little harder, all of a sudden you lose your rhythm. And it's so hard to get it back. Tony Stewart a little bit ago caught Jeff Gordon, and he couldn't pass him, and he lost his rhythm, and he fell back from Jeff Gordon.
Let's mention that Jeffrey Bodine has been on the front stretch pit road. When Ken Schrader slowed down for his flat tire, there was a big traffic jam. Bodine got the fenders knocked in on his front tires. They have made repairs. He's returning to the race. And you had a look at Jerry Nadeau running right behind Steve Park. Nadeau is not on the lead lap. He's 4 laps down in 22nd place.
You know, another thing, BP, like you were talking about losing your rhythm. It's easy to overdrive the car, especially when you're starting to catch somebody. Like when Stewart was trying to get in closer to Jeff, you start trying a little bit harder. And when you start trying a little bit harder, you overdrive the car, and the car slides up the racetrack a little bit more.
74 laps to go in the Sharpie 500 at Bristol. Jeff Gordon in search of the victory. Looking at the new leader of the Sharpie 500. Tony Stewart was what, 7-8 car lengths behind Jeff Gordon when we went to the commercial break, but all of a sudden they got in some traffic and he ran right up to him and by.
Gets on the bottom of the racetrack. Jeff Gordon did not really fight him that hard, and he goes by, takes the lead.
So Stewart goes by. Here comes Harvick to try and keep the door open.
Now watch Kevin Harvick. He gets underneath the 24 car, and they come up on a slower car. 24 tries to keep him down low, and Harvick's not having any of it. Little contact there. The 29 pretty much drives the 24 up the racetrack and takes the spot.
Man, that was a very, very aggressive move by Kevin Harvick.
So Tony Stewart is out in front for the 2nd time in this race. Remember the last time we got a kind of a long run and Stewart got up there and took the lead from Gordon, and as soon as he took the lead, Marty, the caution came out, and then Gordon beat him off pit road.
Yeah, Alan, all night long, Tony Stewart's car has been better on the longer runs. That's the case now. While they were chasing Jeff Gordon, he told the team on the radio, I'm waiting for the car to come in. When it comes in, we'll get past Gordon. The guy I'm worried about is Kevin Harvick. Now Harvick's gotten around Gordon too, and the man they are worried about is right behind him.
Kevin Harvick won the NASCAR Busch Series race here in Bristol last night in rather aggressive fashion. How about his car tonight, Dave?
We talked about it before. The car comes in later in the run after about 40 laps or so. It's been more than that now for Kevin Harvick, and his crew believes that they are better. Before it used to be we were better than both the cars ahead of us, the 20 and the 24. Now they just have to be better than the 20.
How about that fact?
How about that? And he just might be the first one to do that, because he is faster than Tony Stewart.
And they both left Gordon. Look at how far Gordon's fallen back already. Wow. So when it went away big.
Yes, it did. Just vanished. And Harvick is getting closer and closer.
Of course, the big thing for Gordon right now, I guess, if you figure you can't win the race, he's still ahead of both Jarrett and Rudd. So it'll be championship ground gained. Right now, Gordon's hoping for a caution.
I don't think it'll do him any good, because I don't think he'll pit. I don't think he can afford to pit and go back to 18th or 15th or wherever he would end up.
Well, they've been out there for long enough, though. I don't know how many of those lead lap cars would stop. Might be real interesting to find out if the yellow waves again, that's for sure.
That's right.
Steve Park trying to put some pressure on Dale Jarrett for 6th. Wild one here tonight at Bristol. Next Sunday, 1 week from tomorrow, the Mountain Dew Southern 500 at Darlington on TNT. 12:30 Eastern our coverage begins. Hope you'll be with us. It's another crazy racetrack for these drivers. Rudd, Jarrett, Park, Bobby Labonte starting to close in on them. And Elliott Sadler.
And I'm telling you, this 29 car, the last time by, he was 1/3 of a second. When I started talking about he was faster, he was about 9/10 of a second. Last time by, he was 4/10. The same this time as they passed that slower car.
And they're coming up on another group of lap cars. Some of them are racing double wide in front of the leader. Let's check speeds at the line.
Close.
Very close.
.50 laps to go. I'm surprised Harvick's car hasn't had any heating problems, where that hood is buckled up and the grill caved in from one of those early cautions.
Now, the last couple of laps, Tony Stewart has put a little distance on Kevin Harvick. He's gained about 1/10 of a second. Oops, that time he lost 1/10.
And still Steve Park pressuring Dale Jarrett for 6th place. We talked points a minute ago for Jeff Gordon. Dale Jarrett can ill afford to give up any more positions to Gordon.
DJ does not want the 1 because as soon as he gets underneath him, you know the 18's going with him, so that's 2 spots he's going to lose.
And where DJ's got to be careful is not to let the 1 run him into the corner a little bit deeper, because if that happens, he'll slide up the racetrack a little bit, and that's when the 1 car will drive underneath him.
Leaders have caught the lap traffic at the tail end of the field. As you watch Park continue to work, Dale Jarrett over. Matt?
Alan, Steve Park's car starts out tight, but as the run progresses, his car gets better. It comes to him. And about 30 laps ago, Park actually had the fastest car on the racetrack by about 1/10 of a second. But then he caught DJ, and he's been stuck behind the 88 car, has held him up.
Harvick pressuring Stewart for the race lead. He got up on him in the lap traffic. They got clear of the traffic for a moment. Stewart got away by a couple of car lengths. Now more traffic ahead. Tony Stewart's rookie season a couple of years ago set the new standard for first-year drivers in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. But Kevin Harvick's in the process of rewriting that book. It took Tony Stewart until his 25th start to get his first NASCAR Winston Cup win. Harvick got his first win in his 3rd start. He's already got 2 wins this year, the second one coming in race number 17 for him.
Those cars go by Bill Elliott.
Bill back in 20th place. He's now 4 laps down to the race leader.
The fact that Bill Elliott was there cost Kevin Harvick 1/10 of a second. He was not able to use that racetrack the way that he needed to.
39 laps to go.
And he is there. He is there.
And you can gain that 10th of a second just as quick when the leader gets into that traffic.
And both those cars driving down to the apron on the bottom of the racetrack. Both of them hanging that left sides down in the asphalt.
Wow, big slip there. Hear the engine rev. 39 laps to go in the Sharpie 500. Which one's going to win, Stewart, Harvick, or Gordon?